Okay, we're on the record. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Rodney Long Jr., 2355593. Mr. Long Jr. is charged with count 1, robbery armed, count 2, computers using to commit a crime, count 3, larceny $1,000 or more but less than $20,000, count 4 and 5, weapons, felony, firearms, set for a CCC today. Appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor and staff. APA Jocelyn Cotton for the people, P83460.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court. My name is Mark Brown. My P number is 39562. I appear on behalf of Mr. Rodney Long Jr., who's present via Zoom. Mr. Long, unmute your microphone. State your name, please.
Rodney Long Jr.
Just a date and time set for a probable cause conference. I did receive discovery from the prosecutor. However, Madam Prosecutor, I believe there's an omission. There is no investigator's report that I have.
Okay, we will get that from the OIC and get that to you.
Okay. Other than that, we're ready. Yeah. Okay.
Like you said, you got the paper, but it didn't include the investigators report.
Did not. There is the paper and digital I did receive, but there's no investigator's report, which is kind of odd.
Okay.
Hey, you ready for a date, Attorney Brown?
Pardon me?
Are you ready for an exam date?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
I thought we set one already, but I didn't look.
Oh, let me see. We did. The 27th at 10 a.m. You're right.
Right. That's correct. Okay. Thank you very much. Madam Prosecutor, could you give me your name again, please? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. Or it's in the chat.
Yes, P83460, Jocelyn, Joslyn, Cotton, COTTON.
83460. Thank you very much, everyone. Have
You as well. Thank you.
you sign off, Mr. Long.
All right, thank you. Have a good morning.
You too, sir.
Yes, sir.
Aljaberry,
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here.
this is case 2355817. People of the state of Michigan versus Ali Aljaberry, who's charged with count 1, assault with a dangerous weapon, felony assault, count 2, weapons, felony firearms, set for a probable cause conference. Appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor and staff. APA Jocelyn Cotton for the people, P83460.
Morning, Your Honor. For the record, Terry Johnson, P70773, on behalf of Mr. Jabari, who was present, excuse me, via Zoom this morning, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Aljaberry. Unmute your device and state your name, please.
Aliyah Jabari.
Thank you. Attorney Johnson, do you have discovery?
I do have discovery, Your Honor, yes, and I guess we would like to set a date for exam.
Okay. I have March 30th as the earliest date open. I have it, let's see.
March 30th. Give me one moment, Your Honor. I believe that is a good day.
Okay.
That is a Thursday, and March 30th appears to work, Your Honor.
Okay, I have 9:30.
9 o'clock. Will that be before you, Your Honor?
Yes, it will.
Whatever the court wishes, I'm flexible.
Okay, let's do 9 o'clock. It'll be the first exam for the day, so we won't be running late.
Perfect, Your Honor. Thank you. Always good to hear from you and see you.
Yes, good seeing you. Okay, Mr. Aljaberry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so your exam is set for March 30th at 9 a.m. in person at 36th District Court, okay?
For sure. Thank you.
Okay, you all both have a good day.
God
You and your
bless.
staff have a great day, Your Honor. Thank you. Mr. Aljaberry, can you give me a call, please? Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Goldie, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Want to handle Mullins? Mr. Mullins, go ahead and unmute your device. I'm going to call your case if your attorney is present. Mr. Avery and Mr. Ely, I have you both checked in. Mr. Mullins, unmute your device, please.
Hello?
Yes, I just need you to unmute, not speak yet. Just unmute your device.
Okay, I think I did. Yeah, I did.
55779, the people of the state of Michigan versus Wayne Darnell Mullins, who is charged with count 1, breaking in intent, count 2, larceny in the building with a habitual offender report with this notice. Also, Mr. Mullins is charged on case 2355781 with count 1, breaking and entering a building with intent, count 2, larceny in the building with habitual offender report with this notice. Mr. Mullins is also charged on 2355777 with count 1, breaking and entering a building with intent, count 2, larceny in a building with a habitual offender report with this notice. And lastly, Mr. Mullins is charged on case 2355778 with the following: count 1, breaking and entering a building with intent, count 2, larceny in a building with a habitual offender report with this notice. Set all for a probable cause conference. Appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor and staff. APA Jocelyn Patton for the people, PA 3460.
Hey, good morning, Eric Rosie on behalf of Mr. Mullins on all 4 matters. Judge, we're here today for a probable cause conference, which was adjourned from a week ago. I did review the discovery that was tendered to us. We have police reports and body worn camera, etc. But what I'm missing, and I sent an email out to the prosecutor's office on the 13th as well, indicating, and that would be to Prosecutor Daniela Parrish, who I'll take this in court, that reviewing the discovery, it appears that there was an Officer Sterner or Sergeant Sterner who had conducted an investigation using green light video, where he was tracking the movements of a suspect. It's only mentioned in like 4 paragraphs of the investigator's report. There is no police report actually from Sergeant Sterner, nor was the green light video presented to defense as well. So without that, I don't believe that I can go forward. It's an integral part of the case in terms of how they did their tracking and movement of the individual that alleges Mr. Mullins.
Anything for the people?
Your Honor, Daniela Parrish on behalf of the people, P85495. We have reached out to officer in regards to, I can clarify with defense on exactly which of the 4 cases this one was in regards to, but we did reach out, sent an email to an Officer Kozar to ask about green light footage. We have not received anything back, Your Honor. The people actually don't have what has been requested. We don't have a report either. We don't have anything that he's asking in regards to, but we have inquired, but have not received any feedback or explanation as to that information or possible footage that they may or may not have.
When did you reach out to the board?
Sorry, Your Honor.
When did you reach out to them?
We had our intern email him on the 13th, actually, the day that the defense reached out. And I was CC'd on all the communication. Step back to us, and as we speak, I'm happy to follow up.
Do you have a request at this time, or how you like to?
Well, today is the probable cause conference. I did request a discovery in a timely manner. People did tender what they had, if the opposite, but as the court is aware, the people are presumed to be in possession of everything that the police department has. Given that this court had ordered that discovery be tendered to us in a timely fashion, and it's not, I move to dismiss. This time, the people are always free to be authorized should they choose.
Your Honor, if I may, I believe dismissal would be inappropriate at this time. As defense has indicated, we have tendered all discovery we have, and there is no proof that there is any additional at this time.
Actually, if I could.
The reason why Attorney Goes even knows to ask for it, because it's stated in there, right?
Page 2 of the investigator's report, the people gave us.
Yeah, the police is continually putting the information in there and then not responding and providing you all with discovery of the problem.
Correct, Your Honor, and we do follow up, and there are definitely occasions when additional discovery is found. But usually we get a response immediately in regards to that and we get it uploaded. Again, because the people do not have it, I do not believe, according to discovery statute, that it gives cause for a dismissal. At this time, again, I can reach out again. I am doing so as we speak. And if you give me a moment, we have an officer here that actually is affiliated with the case, so just one moment.
Mr. Mullins, did you put your name on the record?
That is Mr. Mullins. I can verify.
Okay, I just wanted
Of course.
to. Mr. Mullins, can you state your full name?
Wayne Darnell Mullins.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And while we're waiting for the prosecutor, Ms. Bond, do you need to speak to your client in the breakout room while you're waiting?
No, Your Honor, we need to set an exam date.
Okay, I'll call your case after we get done with this.
Your Honor, thank you for giving me a moment. This is actually Officer Sterner, who has just confirmed there is no green light footage. It was unable to be downloaded. The police do not have it, hence why the people do not have it. And you're welcome to ask her, but she also indicated that she did not write a report that for the case. It is just that information, therefore we believe all discovery has been tendered at this time.
I'm glad you're here. Good morning. So, the correct, or I should let you just.
So the green light, so I got the initial reports in my investigator report. I tracked him just due to the location of the restaurant. It's in a very heavily green light area, so we were trying to see where he went. I was unable to save the video to download it because it was being funky at the time. So there is no actual video, but I did track him walking through the neighborhoods and down an alley by a church into the area where he was later covered.
Can you put your name on the record?
Officer Kimberly Sterner, batch 5090, Detroit Police.
If I could, Judge, could we put our girl, please?
Sure. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I did.
Officer Sterling, you're the officer in charge of the case?
In two of them, yes.
And on this, did you author this investigation?
Yes.
And does it not say, I, Officer Sterner, reviewed the green light cameras in the area of 17546 Woodward? While reviewing the green light cameras around the time of the incident, I saw a male identified as defendant Wayne Mullins that looks similar to the individual that was involved in the break-in. So you actually authored that you reviewed green light footage, is that correct?
Yes. So when she asked if I were a report, when someone says a report, I think the actual incident report, I don't think I honor. So
Excuse me?
in
I'm sorry, can you
the
repeat that?
investigator report.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that when she asked that. In my investigator report, I did track him on green light, yes. I did say that. But like I said, the video was not able to be saved.
Isn't green light video permanently
Nope.
saved on the system?
Nope.
So there's evidence out there that you used to accuse this man of this crime, yet it wasn't preserved, it wasn't saved.
It only stays on there for 30 days, I believe.
This happened on January the 8th,
And like I
2023.
said, I was unable to save it. It wouldn't let me do it at the time.
Did you try the following day?
Yes, I tried multiple times and it wouldn't let me save it. Because I have it written down with exact time so that I could go back. It wouldn't let me do it. I don't know what was going on. But that was after the fact. That was like the next week or whatever, when we were trying to figure out more information since he kept working.
Objection, Judge, to the.
He's asking a question, Your Honor, I mean.
Wait, did you say objection?
Yeah, says he keeps breaking in. I mean, that's,
Oh, you know what? I didn't even hear that. I was looking at the calendar trying to figure out what, I'm sorry, I didn't even hear it. But I don't know you. This is, I'm allowed.
you're right,
Is it allowed, just so that, Attorney Goes, you could be somewhat, I don't want to say satisfied, but,
Not
there's
even.
some clarification as to why you don't have, there is no video.
Okay.
And therefore, because of that, there is no video, there's no video that the people can use against the defendant. So at this time, I don't believe, if the people can proceed without that video, obviously we are going to. I don't believe that it should stop us from whether it's setting preliminary exam, because there is no further discovery.
For an exam, that's fine. I think Attorney Goes, those people have to move it forward if it's found over, or even if certain people take it.
Of course.
Yep, okay. So we have a date for the 20th. Is there any other discovery that you were requesting, or was that it?
Thus far, that's all I can say.
Your Honor, may I just confirm, for which case was that there was this issue? Because as Officer Sterner said, she's on 2 cases. Is this the one that ends in 901? Or the one that ends in 701?
I don't know which case was she.
I give you the CTM.
CPM that ends in 545?
Yep.
Yes, that one?
Yeah, fine. I'm sorry, 4, 5, 5.
So both of them you're asking about? Or just one?
Yeah, it's the exact same
Gotcha.
investigative report.
Okay.
It's just been
Thank you.
duplicated.
Okay, so we have an exam date for the 28th at 1:30. Hopefully that works still for everybody.
You just double check. That would be all 4 cases going at the same time.
Yeah, it's the whole afternoon just for. oh, this week.
28 at 1:30 is what I have. In my
And Ms. Parrish, that still works for the people?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
That still works for the people?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, anything else?
Judge, I would just ask if the people could provide defense counsel with a witness list, because of the number of cases, try to narrow it down.
This time I do not know exactly who my probably don't know that to the day before, but I'm happy to email it to them. Witness list, a general witness list is always included normally. I don't want to say, oh, it's normally included, but as defense knows, we don't always call them for probable cause standards. So Mr. Gozzi could reach out to me the day before. It does depend on who's holding the exam, who they're going to call.
Oh,
Thank you.
All right, anything else?
nothing for the defense, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Mullins, I need you to listen up. Your exams have been set for March 28th at 1:30 PM at 36th District Court in person. Your attorney, of course, will discuss with you anything you need to know before then, but I'm putting you on notice that you are to be in person March 28th at 1:30 at 36th District Court. And you're muted, I just need you to give me a thumbs up so I know you understand. He's still talking. Okay. Can you make sure your
Yep.
mic knows is the first? Okay, got a thumbs up. Thank you, Mr. Mullins. Nothing else, so I guess we're off the record on Mullins.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Okay. What's the gentleman in Wayne County Jail, what is your name, sir?
Yes, and you're welcome.
Looks like it's Mr. Fulmar.
Oh, it says Fulmar. Mr. Fulmar,
Yes,
good morning.
good morning.
You ready to call it? Mr. Goldie?
Yes, I'm ready, Judge. I'm sorry. Yes, I am.
Oh, no, I was talking. Okay, we're on the record that the people of the state of Michigan versus Elijah Fulmar, 2355882. Mr. Fulmar is charged with one count of police officer assaulting, resisting, and obstructing, set for a PCC. Appearances?
Good morning, Honor. Danielle Parrish on behalf of people P85495.
Eric Gozzi on behalf of the Mr. Fulmar, standing in for the attorney of record, Mr. Terry Martin, with Mr. Fulmar's permission. Judge, it appears that we do have all of the discovery at this time. I have Mr. Martin's calendar, so I'm able to pick a date for that.
Okay. I have April 4th at 9 o'clock.
Is it possible to do April 4th after 10:30 or 10:30 or later?
10:30, actually got one.
Okay,
April 4th at 10:30.
that would be great, Judge. And can I address an issue as with bond? Thank you. Judge, his bond currently, he's on a personal bond on another case and a $100 10% bond on another case. And then he has a $2,400 cash assured. I believe his bond at this juncture is personal, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it $100, 10%?
$100, 10%.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm that there was a bond that hadn't been posted so that he is afforded some credit considering he can't post a bond on the other collateral case.
Oh,
That's all. That's all.
in the other cases, in what court?
I believe it's in Grosse Pointe Shores
Okay.
on a misdemeanor.
I'm just gonna change this to $100.
Cash.
But which would be, I mean, $100 cash would be worse than $100, 10%, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would be, but I mean, it's $10 or it's $100. But I just want to make sure that he's getting some at least jail credit, because if he's on a personal but he can't get out, he doesn't get any time served.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm getting.
So what would you like?
I think just leave the bond where it is.
Okay, I understand what you're saying now. Okay. I was wondering why he was.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Fomar, can you put your name on the record, please?
Elijah Bomar.
Thank you. Good morning. Okay, so I will make note of that. And we have an exam for April 4th at 10:30, right?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nothing further.
Okay, Mr. Fulmer, your exam has been set for April 4th at 10:30 a.m. at 36th District Court. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You are all set, Mr. Fulmer.
Am I, excuse me,
Yes.
am I getting out today?
Mr. Fulmar, I'll have Mr. Martin give you a call later on and explain exactly what your jail status is and why you're still held in custody, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, and lastly, you have Mr. Patrick.
He's also an incarcerated judge.
Okay, let's see if they bring him in.
Right.
Okay, Attorney Spahn, while we're waiting to see if Mr. Patrick comes out, I'm gonna call Mr. Avery.
Okay, great. Thank you.
2355885, the people of the state of Michigan versus Brian Oscar Alante Avery, who was charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed, count 2, weapons, firearms, possession by a felon, count 3, police officer assaulting, resisting, and obstructing, count 4, weapons for a probable cause conference today. Appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle Perry, 5495.
And good morning, Your Honor. Janet Span, P43281, appearing on behalf of Mr. Avery.
Mr. Avery, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Brian Oscar Alante Avery.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, do you have discovery, Attorney Spahn?
I have paper discovery. I'm not sure if I have video yet.
Your Honor, digital was sent on the same day, which was March 14th. But they're from separate systems, council, so you'll have to double check. Digital is sent from evidence.com and the paper was sent through PBK. If after reviewing it, you think anything may be missing, if you could just email me today, I'm happy to reach out to the OIC, but all the digital we have was sent on 14.
Sure. And what was your name again?
AK Daniela Parrish, PERIC.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, are you ready for an exam date?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have April 3rd at 11 o'clock.
That's perfect.
Okay. Mr. Avery, your exam has been set for an in-person preliminary exam, April 3rd at 11 a.m. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, anything else from either party?
Nothing for you, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you all both have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Is there someone from the Wayne County Jail, a deputy, who can come to the camera? Attorney Cohen, Attorney Hayes, good morning. I see you all.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Attorney Demont Grady, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on William Cruton.
Okay, he's not checked in.
Okay, let's, if the court doesn't mind waiting, I'll just hang out on Zoom for a little bit longer.
Attorney Moxley.
Hey, Judge, standing in for Mercier. Does he have a William Porter up today?
Yes.
Okay, I'll hang out.
Okay. I have checked in. Okay, Attorney Hayes and Attorney Cohen.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. We are scheduled for a preliminary exam for Mr. Pointer at, wrong direction, at 11 a.m. this morning. Mr. Cohen's requested the video of the matter. I'm in the process of copying it right now. However, he's not had an opportunity to review it at this point. And I'm also in the process of working on a plea resolution, which he and I think are both hopeful that will resolve this case in district court. We were wondering if it would be possible to adjourn the exam approximately a week and, just for him to review the video and me to get plea authority.
That's fine with me. Did you guys have a date in mind or? Exactly 1 week or sometime next week?
I'm pretty open next week.
29th or 30th would be ideal, or 30th maybe would be the ideal date. That's possible.
Okay. How about the 30th at 9:30?
Works for me.
I just have a sentencing with Judge Robbins at 10 o'clock, but it's by Zoom, so that should be okay.
Okay.
30th at 9:30. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Do you want me to go on the record, or I'm okay without going on the record unless you all need to?
No, that's okay. I'm going to come down there closer to 11 because I think Mr. Pointer is going to be there. He doesn't have a cell phone, so I'll need to let him know what's going on, but I don't need to go on the record.
Have a great Monday.
Okay,
Thank you, Your
thank
Honor.
you.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Good morning,
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Pretty good.
Are we done with Mr. Fulmar?
Yes, I was wondering if you had a, Mr. Patrick?
I do not see him on my docket, I can try and look him up.
Did you?
What was the first name?
It's, William James Patrick.
Okay, give me one moment.
Thank you. Attorney Demont Ready, question.
Yes,
Are you handling the 9:30 exam?
I am.
Okay,
I'm at Frank Murphy. I'll be across the street from him shortly.
yeah, I can tell by the wood background or whatever that.
Yes, it's distinctive.
Yes, okay, I'm just making sure. So
Yep.
if you want. Huh? She's on Keandre Williams.
Oh, just that one, okay.
If you want to log on, we can just address your client when he gets here.
Okay. Great, thank you.
What do you?
I was just gonna ask you if there's gonna be a waiver of officers asking if they can leave and not.
I just, APA just tried calling you back this morning. I'm really sorry I missed your text yesterday. I haven't had a chance to talk with my client. I've been on multiple Zooms this morning. So I'll be over there very shortly and I'll let you know as soon as possible. And I apologize.
Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. All right. Mr. Ely,
Yes, Your Honor.
have you spoken to your attorney at all or recently?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Hold tight. Anything from the Wayne County Jail?
Yes, we have a William James Patrick the third. But I don't believe. Was that the person you were looking for, or was it Dean as his middle name?
That is actually the person we were looking for.
Okay, I'll have him brought down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, yes. Attorney Wallace, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I have a Martez Tumpkin.
Okay, you're one day early. It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow?
I have it for tomorrow at 8:30.
Oh, well then I'm really early.
You just
All
want
right.
to come. It's okay.
Yeah, that you caught me. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello?
What's your name, sir? You're on mute. You're on mute still. I can't hear you.
Okay, I muted. Deion Jackson.
Oh, okay, Mr. Jackson, I believe you should be in courtroom 332. You have a traffic matter?
They keep saying, oh, I don't matter. I had it for this is a case for 2001.
Simple question. Do you have a traffic matter?
No traffic.
Okay. Repeat your name one more time so we can look you up.
Deion Jackson.
How do you spell Dion?
DEON.
What's your middle
Ticket
name?
or case number. You want the
Oh,
case
no.
number?
That's even better, yes.
U5994521. And I went to court on this already. I took care of this in 2021 during the pandemic. I did Zoom at October 30th,
So where do you call it?
2021. They had a warrant out. What happened was I was coming to court to get my my cabaret card, and I paid for the clearance. And the lady said I had a warrant out for this specific case in 2021 that I went to court on already. I took care of the matter.
I didn't get the last part. Oh.
I said I what came to Thursday's District Court to get my cabaret cards.
Please.
Can I be break? Can you say that down? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Oh, the ticket number?
Please.
U5999451. They had me down for Judge Williams L, but they said that was the wrong judge for traffic or something.
Yeah, you should be in Judge Larry Williams for 8:30 case. It says here, arraignment on the bench warrant, March 20th, 2023.
Yeah, that's what it is. I had a warrant, accepted it, so I could come to have.
So can you just take the Zoom information down, log into Larry Williams courtroom? You'll be in a waiting room. You'll have to wait.
No, I did that. Said that was the wrong course of traffic. I just left that. I was zoomed to that. But she said I'd speak to Sabree again. I don't know. She just switched.
You do that, Mr. Jackson. You really holding up our docket. I wish you would just listen and call in like we're telling you to do. The docket, the ROA said that you should be in 332 with Judge Larry Williams.
I know. I just called Larry Williams. They transferred. Said I got to come here to talk to y'all. I just did that, man.
So, Mr. Jackson, this is
I called in already.
Do you have a felony that you like to address? Because this is a felony courtroom. I can't address your case because you don't have a felony.
So what's the numbers? What's I just hold on. This the number that I had for the Zoom for them is 360-2000. I just left. I call back again. I've been on hold since 8:15. And I finally get she's transferred me to court. So you want me to call that number back again?
I don't want you to do anything but just listen. Please.
All right. Okay.
Attorney Sanford, are you ready on Ely?
Oh, I'm sorry I was late. I was in another courtroom, Judge. Can I go in a breakout room for a brief moment with Mr. Ely?
Sure, good morning to you. Mr. Ely, go ahead and hit join so you can speak to your attorney in private before we go on the record. Person take it down.
Yes, right here, sweetheart. Morning, how are you? So should probably give us a trial date today.
Is it possible to do it on the same date as the other case, the short judge, or do you just all? put it up? Yes. Same attorney who's going to be covering both of those cases. Okay, sure. Thank you.
Four, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
James William James Patrick.
Okay.
Three
Thank
first
you.
names. If you want, well, Sabree, I was gonna say waive his appearance, but yeah. Worst case scenario.
You want, I can let you know
That would be-
of this date.
Well, we are readdressing the bonds, so maybe a better sticker, so we don't fall into that trap.
Okay, ready on Ely?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, this is case 2355879, the people of the state of Michigan versus Jalen Ely, who is charged with one count of weapons, dangerous weapon, miscellaneous, set for a PCC. Appears to.
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle Parrish on behalf of people, PA 5495.
Good morning, Attorney Monica Sanford, P62315 on behalf of Mr. Ely.
Mr. Ely, can you unmute your device, turn on your camera, and state your name, please?
Jalen Ely.
Good morning. Okay, we have any discovery issues?
No, Your Honor, I have this discovery. I've had an opportunity to review the discovery. I've had an opportunity to discuss it with my client. At this time, my client is choosing to waive his right to a preliminary exam and be bound over to circuit court for further disposition on this matter.
Any objections to the people?
No objections from the people, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Ely, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. If you don't understand them or if you can't hear me, please let me know and I'll repeat the question, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is it your wish to waive your preliminary exam today?
Yes.
You understand you have a right to an exam?
Yes.
And that if you were to demand the hold of that exam, the people would have to prove that the probable cause standard, which is much lower, but still a standard, that the one charge I just read off was committed in the city of Detroit, and that you probably committed that crime. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then by waiving your exam, that means people do not have to prove that in your exam today, or whatever date that would be. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did anyone force you or threaten you to waive your exam?
No, Your Honor.
Did anyone promise you anything for you to waive your exam?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I find your waiver to be freely, understandingly, and voluntarily given. I will have you bound over to Third Circuit Court, Frank Murphy Hall of Justice, for an arraignment on the information date of April 3rd, which is a Monday, 2 weeks from today at 9:00 a.m.
Okay.
Anything else from either party?
Nothing from me, Your Honor.
I have one request from Mr. Ely and Attorney Sanford. Do I have your permission to sign your names on the waiver form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, with that, you all have a good day.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good morning, is that Mr. Patrick?
Yes.
Thank you for grabbing him. One moment. Okay, we are on the record as the people of the state of Michigan versus William James Patrick III. This is case 2355894. Mr. Patrick III is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed, count 2, police officer assaulting, resisting, and obstructing. Set forth a probable cause conference this morning. Appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle Parrish on behalf of the people, PA 5495.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. Please, the Honorable Court, Eric Cozy, on behalf of the defendant, Judge, I'm standing at the attorney of record, Mr. Kerry Mark. We're scheduled for PCC today. We do have all of the discovery. We're simply asking the court to give us a date. I think we've already scheduled it for April 4th at 10:30 this morning.
That is correct. Mr. Patrick, can you state your full name for the record, please?
William James Patrick III.
Okay, good morning to you, sir. We have set your preliminary examination for a date of April 4th at 10:30 a.m.
Okay.
Thank you. And as to bond, Judge, I know he's on a personal bond now, but he's been remanded on another case by the Honorable Judge Deborah Thomas. As such, we're asking the court to impose a nominal bond so that anytime he's doing currently, he can accrue some jail credit. Would the court consider a $100 10% bond?
Yes, I will.
Thank
Any
you.
objection from the people?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, so I've adjusted it to $100, 10% from the 25,000 personal.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing else for the defense judge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Patrick, you're all set.
I'm all set.
You are all set. You have a good day.
Thank you.
They looking at her.
On Zoom, but I just know the communication and the lag makes it almost impossible, especially if it's got like an argument like I did today. So that would have been ultra confusing.
Yes.
Come on, you just want to come in seriously. This is all you had to say. Have a good day.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
We done with Mr. Patrick?
Yes, we are all done with Mr. Patrick. Thank you.
No problem. He had a hard time hearing exactly what you were saying. What was his conclusion?
Okay, so his attorney addressed bond so that it's $100, 10% from the 25,000 personal, so that he can get credit for time served. So he has to post $10, but it's a different issue he has on another case, reason why he's in, but this is so he can get credit for time served while he's waiting for his other stuff to resolve. And his exam date has been set for April 4th at 10:30 a.m. at 36th District Court.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mr. Goldie, you can say anything?
Nothing else, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, all right, you all have a good day. Thank you again, everyone.
Have a blessed day.
You too. Perfect. Okay, let me just speak with my client. Okay, very true. Thank you, yes. Thank you. Okay, we are on the record as the people of the state of Michigan versus Keandra Williams. This is case number 2355744. Ms. Williams is charged with one count of stolen property, receiving and concealing a motor vehicle, set for preliminary examination today. Appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle, I'm here on behalf of the people, P85495.
Good morning, Neighborhood Defender Service by Kate Dematri, EP 83667, on behalf of Ms. Keandra Williams, who appears with us in the courtroom. Ms. Williams, will you please state your name?
Good morning. Today, the next step for an exam, I have a waiver form signed here. Is your client wishing to waive her exam?
Yes, Your Honor, the people have offered diversion to Ms. Williams, and to avail herself of that, she is choosing at this point to waive her preliminary examination.
That means no objection.
No objections, Your Honor, and the diversion will take place right after the waiver.
Ms. Williams, I want to ask you a series of questions. If you don't understand or you can't hear me, please let me know and I'll repeat, okay? You have to speak up for the court reporter. Okay. All right. Is it your wish to waive your exam today?
Yes.
You understand you have a right to an exam?
Yes.
And that if you were to demand the exam today, the people have to show as the probable cause standard, a much lower standard, but still a standard, that the one charge that I just read off was committed in the city of Detroit and that you probably committed that crime. Understand that? Yes, we do.
Wait, let's repeat that.
Sure. My question is, do you understand that if you were to demand, because you have a right, so if you were to demand today, because your exam is set for today, if you wanted to hold that exam, the prosecutor would have to show as the probable cause standard. So we have beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the highest standard of criminal law, which will be the standard if you were to go to trial moving forward. But here at district court is the probable cause standard. It's a much lower standard, but still a standard. There has to be some evidence that's showing that that crime, the one count of receiving and concealing motor vehicle, was committed in the city of Detroit, and that you probably committed that crime. That's what that they would have to show today. You understand that?
Right.
And then by waiving your exam, they don't have to do that today. You understand that? Okay, you have some more questions about it?
I don't know, 'cause I feel like they don't have a case against me because it's like,
Well, that I don't want to get into, because if you have to hold the exam based off of, this is why I'm going through this. We go through this to make sure you're understanding what you're doing. So if you don't feel comfortable waiving your exam, then we have to move forward with the exam. But your attorney talked to you, I'm hearing that you have a diversion, an offer. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to, but I'm just making sure you understand what you're doing.
yes, I do.
Okay, so since the people will not have to show today at that probable cause standard anything, okay? And knowing that, you still wish to waive your exam. You're not admitting guilt, you're not pleading guilty, you're not giving up your right to trial, you understand that? You have to say yes.
Yes,
Okay. So do you want to still move forward?
yes.
Okay. Did anyone force you or threaten you to waive your exam? Did anyone promise you anything outside of the diversion offer to waive your exam?
No.
Okay. All right, so I find your waiver to be freely, understandingly, and voluntarily given, okay? So I will have you bound over to Third Circuit for the ring on the information. It'll be 2 weeks from today because you're out of custody. So that will be April 3rd at 9 o'clock a.m., okay? Anything else? All right, you're off the record on Ms. Williams.
Thank you. Could I just may have one moment and then we can do the PCC?
Sure.
Thank you.
Judge, I guess we haven't had any sign of William Porter.
No sign of Mr. Porter.
When do you like to issue bench warrants?
At the end of the docket.
Okay, I'll hang on.
Okay, we have 2 11:30 exams, so maybe you can find it by then. Put on my. So. Someone else. Yeah. That was the. Okay, we're on the record. This is people of the state of Michigan versus William Henry Puritan, 1860971. Mr. Puritan is charged with count one, forgery of a license document and or plates. Count two, operating license suspended, revoked, and or denied, which is a misdemeanor. Also count two, which is a misdemeanor, failure to transfer title of a motor vehicle. Set for our PCC today. Appearances.
Morning, Matter Danielle, Affairs on behalf of People, P85495.
Good morning, Neighborhood Defender Service by Kate DeMontfrey, P 83667 on behalf of Mr. William Cruton, who is out of custody, and I ask permission to waive his presence for the purpose of this PCC.
I will do that.
Thank you. Your Honor, I have received paper discovery. I understand this is a Michigan State Police case, so there's not usually body cam, but I am requesting dash cam. I additionally would be requesting the phone number we have for my client is not functional at this point, so I'm just requesting for a brief adjournment to send my investigator out to locate him.
Okay, anything for the people?
Your Honor, at this time, I have already sent out a request to the OIC on the case requesting any and all digital. It's been told to me that it is unlikely that it was preserved because it's a 2018 case, so if it went up on evidence.com, it likely was not preserved, and we will not have it. That being said, because it is an old file, some old files may have a CD. As you know, they used to do the CDs. So just in case, I've requested that our discovery department, because they are transferring everything over to digital now, to take a look, but they informed me that they would know by this morning, and I have not received a response. So it is looking like there will not actually be any digital, but the people are happy to continue to look if while defense is getting in touch with the defendant. We don't have an objection to a very brief adjournment to get this resolved, unless you'd like to set the exam date further out, whatever's easiest.
I like to set exam date, but also set another PCC. That's for April 10th. For exam.
Oh, okay, yes, that definitely works.
So let's do what, 1 week from today for another PCC? Give me have a week and a half.
No, that, actually, can we go the 29th?
That's fine.
Yeah, and then the exam.
It's April 10th. I have 9:30, 10, 10:30.
Is the court able to do like the 12th?
Yes. Anytime in the morning.
That could be do 10:30.
10:30. And then PCC will be at 8:30. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Anything else?
No, have a nice day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
You're on the record. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Kimani Kenny Smith. Case 2261122. Mr. Smith is charged with count 1, police officer fleeing third-degree vehicle code. Count 2, police officer assaulting, resisting, and obstructing. Count 3 and 4, weapons, felony firearm. Set for an exam for the appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor and staff. Jocelyn Cotton for the people, PA 3460.
Daniel J. Blank on behalf of the defendant as in counsel P 10873, ready to proceed.
Mr. Smith, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Monty Kenny Smith.
Good morning to you, sir. Okay, are both parties ready to proceed? I know defensive.
Yes, Your Honor. People are ready to proceed.
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
Okay, any preliminary matters?
I just sequestration, Your Honor, defense witnesses.
Okay, there, for the record, there's no one else in the courtroom other than staff, defense counsel, the prosecutor, Mr. Smith. If there's anyone on Zoom who may be a witness on this case, now is your time to log off. Any other preliminary matters for people?
None of the people.
Okay, my first witness.
Okay. The people's first witness is Officer Kyle W. Preston. The people call Officer Kyle Preston.
I can barely hear.
Oh, no, I was talking about our recording.
Okay.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
Okay, who else were you? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, have a seat. Make sure you pick up your mic. Whenever you're ready to start.
Good morning, officer. Can you please restate and spell your name for the record?
Yes, first name is Kyle, K-Y-L-E. Last name is Presley, P-R-E-S-S-L-E-Y.
Are you currently employed in this felony work capacity?
Yes, I'm currently employed with the city of Detroit as a police officer.
And how long have you been employed in that capacity?
Approximately 4.5 years.
And were you employed in that capacity on Wednesday, December 28th?
Yes,
On that day, were you alone or with partners?
I was working by myself.
And were you in a vehicle or foot patrol?
I was in a vehicle.
And were you in uniform, and if so, what type?
Yes, I was in full uniform as I am now.
And were you in a fully marked or semi-marked scout car?
It's a traffic enforcement car, semi-marked.
And did that vehicle have the word police on it anywhere?
Yes, it does.
And were you in the area of East Nichols and Shayna Street in Detroit, Michigan, County of Plain on that day?
Yes, I was.
And where were you in that area?
I was just doing a routine patrol.
And what did you observe while you were in that area?
I was stopped at a red light facing eastbound on East McNichols, and I observed a black Charger at high rate speed turning left, screeching their tires. So I tried to do a U-turn and stop the vehicle.
Okay. And after you made that U-turn and made an attempt to stop the vehicle, how did the driver of the Dodge Charger respond?
Accelerated at a very high rate of speed, turned their headlights off, and then continued traveling at a high rate of speed.
Now, did you turn on your, did you activate your lights and siren on your squad car?
At that time, I did not because he was already so far away by the time I completed the U-turn.
And so what happened next?
I knew air support was in the, area because, previously he stated it was in the area. So I, went over the radio and advised that a black Charger, fled, without me being able to initiate. He found the vehicle and led me to the vehicle.
And when you arrived, where was the location where you arrived and found the vehicle?
It was at East State Fair in Hoover.
Could I have that again, east?
Yes, East State Fair.
Oh, East State Fair,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, so when you got to East State here in Hoover, what happened next?
I was facing northbound, the vehicle was facing southbound. I initiated my, emergency lights and siren. The vehicle then took off southbound at a very high rate of speed, again, turned off the headlights. Trooper 2 was already above me and said the vehicle was
My
going.
objection is to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Unless it's going.
Wait, for the record, what's the objection?
Objection hearsay unless it's going to the question.
It's going to the fact that just like the Trooper 2 air support told him how to find the car on East State Fair in Hoover, then it's gonna say where he has to go next to find it.
Your Honor, I think he can testify that based on directions that he received from the air trooper, he went to a local, he went somewhere. But as to what trooper said, that's.
Yeah, without directly quoting what the trooper said.
Yes. Okay, so the vehicle took off again after you had your lights on and siren this time. And so what did you do next? What did you learn? And so what did you do?
So because there wasn't a violent felony involved at the time, I turned my lights off per our chase policy. Air support took over and called out the directions of the vehicle.
Okay, and where did you go next upon hearing the direction?
Because the vehicle was traveling at such a high rate of speed, I kind of just kept going to the areas where the trooper said the vehicle was. It was multiple locations throughout the city. At one point, he was on freeways, and then eventually he ended up back on the east side of Detroit.
Okay. And how long did all of this process take ultimately, approximately, to caught up to the driver of this car?
It was quite a while. I thought he was gonna run out of gas because of how fast he was traveling for so long. Approximately a half hour, I think.
Okay, great. And so, air support then, locate, where was the next place that you were led to from air support?
So after he was done driving at a high rate of speed, he stopped at Bergen in Yorkshire, where air support stated he got into another vehicle.
Okay.
Excuse me, escort said what?
He got into another vehicle.
Okay, and upon hearing from air support that he's now in another vehicle, what did you do next?
Air support stated the direction he was going. Another scout in front of me observed the vehicle. We both then activated our emergency lights. The vehicle stopped and a traffic stop was conducted.
Okay, and now when you located the former driver of the Dodge Charger, what vehicle was he in now when you activated your lights and the other scout car?
It was a silver Porsche.
Okay. So when you activated your lights, just before you activated your lights, how fast was the silver Porsche?
The silver Porsche was driving normal.
And when the lights were activated, and sirens were activated, how did the driver of the silver Porsche respond?
They pulled over right away.
Okay. And then once the driver of the silver Porsche stopped, what happened? What did you observe?
So I was on the driver's side. We detained the driver. Other police officers detained the passenger, and then they were both placed in custody in the back of a scout car. I don't recall which scout car it was, and they were transported to the Detroit Detention Center.
Okay. Now the previous driver of the Dodge Charger, what seat was the driver of, was that driver?
The passenger seat of the Porsche.
Okay, great. And is the person that you saw, in both the Dodge Charger and the, passenger seat of the silver Porsche, do you see that person in court today? Yes or no?
So I didn't see him in the Porsche. Because he kept taking off, but I did see him get out of the passenger side of the Porsche.
Okay, and if you see that person in court today, could you describe where they're sitting and briefly describe an article?
Yes, in the first row bench with the yellow polo on.
Okay, let the record show that the witness police officer has identified Kamani Smith as the person exiting the silver Porsche. And ultimately, what happened with the silver Porsche?
So after they were transported to the Detroit Detention Center, I stood by for a tow truck to impound the vehicle.
Okay, great. No further questions for this witness. Thank you.
I have a question. What year was it?
For what year?
I know, it was stated December 28th, but there was a year.
2022.
Okay, a couple of questions, officer. So I understand this. Initially, the chase in this case started when the individual you identified as the defendant was in a black Charger. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And from your own testimony, you indicated you didn't know who was in the black Charger prior to him getting out of the black Charger. Is that correct?
Correct, but I did receive the video from the air support, and the only person to get out of the black Charger was the one that got into the silver Porsche.
How long was it before you arrived? Can you tell us how long it was from the time that the Charger stopped until you arrived at the scene?
As far as
To see the driver of the Charger get out and get into the Porsche.
we didn't see that because the air support was the only one over the vehicle.
All right, so my question is, you're claiming to have seen him get out based upon your review of a video.
Correct.
Okay. And that was an air support video, is that correct?
It is.
Do you recall how the defendant was dressed at that particular point?
From Skycam, you can't tell how someone's dressed.
And you're telling us that you could make an identification of the individual here in court based upon what you saw?
I saw him get out of the silver Porsche.
I know you saw someone get out of the silver Porsche, but that's based on your identification. Your identification is based on the video that air support had. Is that correct?
I don't think that's correct.
Okay, I got confused then. When you say you saw him get out of the Porsche, where were you when you made that observation?
I was on the driver's side, and the officers were detaining him on the passenger side.
Okay, and how far were you from the vehicle?
No less than 5 feet.
Okay, so basically you were alongside him at the time that the driver of the Challenger got out of the Porsche.
Correct.
And that's when you made your identification.
Correct.
Okay, now, to be on the side, you couldn't tell me what was inside the black Charger before the stop, I think.
No.
Okay, so you don't know at any point in time whether there were weapons in the black Charger, is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, I don't know.
I just have one. So, you saw the driver get out of the black Porsche. That was why. That was like on the video.
It's a black Charger.
Black Charger.
No, not the black Charger. You saw.
You said black Porsche.
You saw, I'm sorry, you saw the passenger get out of the silver Porsche.
Correct.
Okay, and you saw that face to face, that was on video.
Yeah, that was fixed.
Okay, great, thank you. No further questions for this.
I just wanted to make sure. So the first time your identification is based upon seeing the driver of the Porsche, the passenger gets out. That's your identification, right? You can't identify the driver of the black Charger based upon your involvement in this case before you saw the passenger get out of it.
Not quite understanding.
Okay, just to make sure, your identification of the defendant is based upon your view of the passenger getting out of the Porsche, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so as to the black Charger, you can't make an identification just based on what you saw from the black Charger.
So in person, no, but I reviewed the
Wait,
video.
just listen to the question and then we'll get to the video. You don't know, for purposes of the black Charger and the alleged fleeing and eluding, you have no personal knowledge of who the driver is, true?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you're saying that based upon a video that you saw,
Correct.
air support video.
Correct.
That air support video had an individual getting out of the black Charger going into the silver Porsche.
Yes,
And
correct.
that's what your identification is based
Correct, because the driver of the black Charger was the only one to get out in the video, went directly to the passenger side of the Porsche, and the Porsche was stopped directly after that.
on. Did you see? I have nothing. Thank you.
No further questions for this witness on the.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I do have one more question. I'm sorry. I apologize. How many feet would you estimate it was from the videotape that you were looking down at the individual leaving the black Charger and getting into the Porsche?
On the video, it says the altitude they're flying, but I don't recall what it said on the video.
It's true as a matter of fact that when you saw the passenger, the driver of the black Charger get out of the black Charger, you didn't see a weapon at that point, true?
No, I did not.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Any questions, Ms. Bob?
No further questions.
Okay, step out again.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, you know what? I think I do have one question. One more question. When the passenger exited from the silver Porsche, were you able to see inside of the silver Porsche at that time?
Are you saying from the video?
No, not from the video. You're standing next to the silver Porsche, and that's not a huge car. So from where you were standing near the silver Porsche, were you able to look inside the silver Porsche?
No, at the time I was not, because we were detaining the driver and he was blocking the view inside the vehicle.
Okay, now once the once the passenger exited the vehicle, did you flee immediately out of the car?
Your Honor, this goes well beyond redirect.
It does. Okay, so no further questions.
Good.
Go again.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court asked.
No problem.
Any other witnesses?
Yes, the people's next witness is Officer John McKinney.
Thank you, sir. McKinley?
McKinney, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you speak up in the microphone. You're good, thank you. Is everybody ready for this?
Good morning, officer. For the record, can you please restate your name and spell?
Yep, it's gonna be John, John, last name Mackenzie, Mackenzie.
Your Honor, we'll stipulate that this officer was an active officer and employee of the police department.
And on Wednesday, December 28th, 2022, what did you observe in regard to this case that has been stipulated?
I observed, I was originally getting gas at Chandler Park Pumps, which is at Chandler Park in Connor. At this point in time, I did hear over the radio of a gray Dodge Charger, gray or black, you don't recall the exact color, flee from a traffic stop in the 9th precinct, that made its way down into the 5th precinct. It was being followed by Michigan State Police Trooper 2, which is helicopter. At this time, what I observed was a vehicle going at high rate of speed northbound on Connor from Warren.
And before we go further, can I ask you, this area, Connor and Warren, is that in the city of Detroit, county of Wayne, state of Michigan?
Yes, it is.
So you observed a Dodge Charger?
Yes, ma'am. It was, you could hear the loud exhaust, long before you could see the vehicle. And it was a quick, very quick glance at the vehicle as it continued on through Connor from, Chandler Park.
And what did you do next?
At that point in time, I finished refueling. I stayed in the area, to assist as the unit, the primary unit, in case a stop was made on that vehicle.
And was the stop in fact made?
Stop was made.
And where was the stop made?
The traffic stop was, it was at Chandler Park. I don't recall the exact side street, but, wasn't too far down the way on Chandler Park.
Okay. And so what did you do next once you arrived at the location?
We were traveling eastbound, the new vehicle, as we heard over there, the driver of the Dodge Charger did flee from the vehicle.
Are these things that I'd like to know, that the first officer personally observed?
I did not personally observe. I heard over there from Michigan State Police Trooper 2.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
And I move to strike for substantive evidence if it's being used to determine probable cause.
Okay.
It will be stricken, for misuse purposes.
So let me ask you this. At this point, you are at the location and a vehicle is stopped.
Correct.
What type of vehicle is stopped?
It's going to be it was a Porsche SUV.
And how many people were in that vehicle when you arrived?
2 occupants.
And do you see one of the occupants of that vehicle in court today?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please describe where the vehicle, what seat the person you see in court today was sitting in that vehicle, and what article of clothes they have on today?
It's going to be the first bench row and wearing a yellow polo shirt.
Let the record show that the witness has identified the defendant. Come on. So you're at the vehicle. What did you do next now that you reached the vehicle?
As the vehicle came to a stop, it served assisting units of Michigan State Police pulling each side of the vehicle. I came from the west side. As we approached the vehicle, the Michigan State Police troopers ordered the passenger out of the vehicle, in which he complied. He was taken into custody. And as I approached the side to ensure the safety of the officers who were pulling the driver out, I stood on the passenger side and I observed a firearm in the passenger side floorboard.
And going backing up just a little bit further, while you were in the area of the car, did you hear the passenger of the silver Porsche make any statements about any statements?
I don't recall.
You're saying the passenger.
The passenger, I was wondering if you heard
The passenger of the Porsche.
make any statements of how he came to be where he was.
I don't recall.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Okay, so at this point, the passenger is out of the vehicle. Could you see into the silver Porsche?
Yes, the door was still open.
Okay, and what did you observe when you looked in the silver Porsche?
I observed what appeared to be an AR pistol that was standing up by the barrel against the center console within arm's reach.
And within the center console, and it was standing up, was it on the passenger side or the driver's side?
The front passenger side.
The front passenger side, okay. And you said the front passenger side is where Mr. Smith was sitting?
Correct.
Okay, great. Okay, and do you know if that weapon was taken into custody?
Yes.
Do you know if, did you hear the defendant Mr. Smith being asked if he had a valid CPL?
I don't recall.
But it was taken into custody.
Correct.
Okay.
You're not stipulating my client had CPR.
He did.
He did.
In your course of
Ms.
investigation.
Cotton, there was a stipulation that was just placed on the record.
And that you had, in your course of investigation, different questions, did you find out if that weapon was registered or not?
I did. I heard it was registered to Mr. Smith.
No more questions for this witness.
So the stipulation, if you agree to stipulate to the fact that Mr. Smith had CPL or no?
Yes, I stipulate that he had a CPL and that I also stipulate that it was registered to.
Yes.
Okay.
For purposes of exam.
For purposes of exam, I also stipulate that it was registered to Mr. Smith. No further questions for this witness.
Ross?
I have no questions of this.
Okay, what's going on? You can do this one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What? Thought that you couldn't walk.
The people's next witness is called Officer Linda Ayer.
I didn't think she was here. Oh, okay. That makes a big difference.
Easy one to do.
And I couldn't get it out of my head after that. Okay, let's sit up here and try to figure out. Yeah, it's okay.
Is it surgery?
I need something to tell him more.
Call you for it?
Tell me.
Maybe it was emergency surgery or.
Well, last time he.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if it would have been downside, but she was offered 25. That was the offer. She said she was 20. Day of the trial, I was looking to make a deal. But I'm not doing fine.
So this is okay. Well, she has to look at it. Attorney Murphy, good
Hello, Your
morning.
Honor, Attorney Dan Mercier. Good morning.
How are you?
Doing well. I don't believe Mr. Porter's going to show. I reached out to him.
You said he's going to show?
No, he'll be a no-show.
Okay, so that was adjourned, correct?
Okay. What's the new date?
So meanwhile,
I'm listening, keep talking.
so I gotta remember, I put it on my email. Put it up.
If you get that from prosecutor, I'll send you what I have. You know my theory is, always get it from the prosecutor, so I'll give you what I have.
I have Mr. Pointer. So yes, it's a new show for your client. Let me call the case.
Okay.
We're on the record as the people of the state of Michigan versus William Porter. 2257273, Mr. Porter is charged one count of retail fraud, first degree, second or subsequent offense notice with official offender, fourth offense notice set for a probable cause conference today. Appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniela Parrish on behalf of People P 85495.
And good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Daniel Mercer representing Mr. Porter. Mr. Porter is not present. I have no reason to present to the court.
Okay, and this is the second time I have here Capius, and he Capius on August 15th of 2022 at the PCC as well. Anything from the people?
People who refer to it as Your Honor.
I'm going to issue a $1,000 cash bond. Capius. And we'll go from there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Here on the record, this is case 2355656, the people of the state of Michigan versus William James Singleton with defendant number 1 and Raheem Mohammed with defendant number 2, both charged with 1 count of stolen property, receiving and concealing a motor vehicle with a felony commission with motor vehicle adult advisory, set for a preliminary examination. Appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle Parrish on behalf of P85495.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alicia Martin, 69003, on behalf of the defendant number 1, he is present and standing directly behind to my left.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sophia Nelson of the American Defender Service on behalf of Mr. Mohammed, who's also present. And behind me to my right, so please state your name for the record.
Roxanne is the mom of him.
Okay, Mr. Mohammed, at the request of your attorney, you have your brother in the courtroom behind you, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, can you put your name on the record?
You said Khalil Muhammad? Stand up, sir.
And is it correct you are his guardian?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there an objection from the people who, for allowing Mr. Mohammed's brother in the courtroom?
No objection.
Okay. All right, so what I'm gathering is that there are some preliminary issues that need to be discussed.
Yes, Your Honor. There were 4 responding officers on the scene of this offense, or this incident. My client and Mr. Singleton were actually the victims of the drive-by shooting. And I only have body worn camera of 2. That body worn camera is woefully incomplete. It's only 16 minutes long. For the dash cam footage, officers were on the scene for over an hour and a half. There's also supposedly a confession, which I would argue is inadmissible under corpus delicti, that was taken at EDC, of which we have no video, and we know it is standard practice for all confessions to be recorded at EDC. So at this point, I would ask for dismissal on the incomplete discovery grounds.
Your Honor, the people object. This, as far as everything that, let me start with the beginning, okay? I don't know where defense is getting, how long everybody was on the scene. I don't even know that information. It's nowhere listed in my report that people were there over an hour. I have 2 officers that were directly involved in this incident that took reports. Those body worn cameras were provided to defense. As far as standard practice, it's not a requirement. We do cases all the time that their statements are written. Their constitutional rights form are written. They are reviewed after asking questions and answers after their rights have been read to them. They have signed it and they agree to give a statement. Those are also reviewed after the statement is taken and they are signed. Both of these defendants have those in the file. Those were also provided. There is no video, and at this time, what I believe to be gracious, told defense counsel that I will have no objections to a brief adjournment, just simply so that the OIC can confirm that there is definitely no additional video anywhere that would affect anything in this case that would be relevant in this case that is discoverable in this case, only because defense counsel emailed me last night, Your Honor, in regards to this. And NDS was sent discovery on the 1st, let me just confirm that date, but weeks ago. And then on Friday, which has happened often with this defense counsel, she emailed me on Friday saying that she did not get it. I confirmed with evidence.com that it was indeed sent to NDS, but NDS didn't download it, but it was successfully sent to them. So I resent it to her on Friday, and then Sunday night, she indicates that she has questions about discovery. It is inappropriately last minute, and so that the court and everybody knows that these charges will meet probable cause and everything is above board, the people have no objections to a very brief adjournment, just so that my OIC who is in the courtroom can confirm without any doubts that there is not actual DVC video camera of the statements that were taken. But as of right now, he has indicated to me that he does not believe that there is any. But he will double check to see if there was any.
That's not my understanding of what the officer in charge told me. I believe
just
he.
have him speak.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Attorney Nelson.
Briefly, Your Honor, the reason that I know the interaction was over an hour and a half is because I do have dash cam footage. And the dash cam footage lasts that long, and yet the body worn camera of the officer is only 16 minutes. What we have here is a shot spotter call. And please respond to that shot spotter call. These two gentlemen are standing in someone's front yard, and they said, we've been the victims of a drive-by shooting. It was a Jeep. They shot at us, they're frisked, they're unarmed, and somehow 2 victims of a drive-by shooting turned into suspects. They're placed into handcuffs and put in the back of a police cruiser. At that time, all we have evidence tying these 2 young men to a stolen vehicle is their confessions. Under corpus delicti, some other evidence has to be provided. So if we can have a preliminary ruling on the exclusion of the confession today, there would be no case and this should be dismissed.
And that I would object to because defense counsel knows if she wants to hold a preliminary hearing on evidence, that is separate and not for preliminary examination. She can ask for that motion. But aside from that, what she is indicating as far as a drive-by and whatnot, if we hold, when we hold the exam, as far as this, the incident is that the officers had reasonable suspicion considering they are standing next to a stolen vehicle, which after they are detained to investigate this, they're next to a stolen vehicle, they're detained to investigate. They openly confess to the officer who will testify that they were in this stolen vehicle. And therefore, they were arrested on those beliefs. Now, if there is a separate case out there where these 2 gentlemen are the victims of a crime, that is separate from this, and that will have to be investigated. Those charges are separate. But the fact that they were in possession, admitted to being in possession of a stolen vehicle, they were supposedly, as defense indicates, shot at while in the stolen vehicle. Okay, we have probable cause on these charges. That's why they were charged. And not only did they admit it to the officers, which we have an officer to testify to that, but then once they were actually arrested on this and went down to the DDC, they made, both of them made full confessions to the fact of being in possession of a stolen vehicle and the knowledge that it was a stolen vehicle.
Okay, the exam is the proper time to challenge the admissibility of evidence. And Your Honor, absent other evidence of a crime, a confession does not come in. What they have, 2 people standing next to a stolen vehicle is not evidence of a crime.
How am I supposed to know today, right now?
That's fine. I'm letting, there is no other evidence. My client's not in possession of keys. No one has ever seen him in the vehicle. The mere me standing next to a stolen vehicle on the street does not give you the right to arrest me for possession of a stolen vehicle. And then if you force a confession out of me, you can't admit that.
So you're arguing your case. Now, if this was after the exam was held and testimony, it would make more sense. But all I have is what you 2 are saying, no evidence.
And they're telling me that my clients confessed on the scene to the 2 officers. None of that is captured on body worn camera. Like I said, the body worn camera lasts 16 minutes.
So let's get to the first issue. The most important issue to me is whether or not certain discovery exists or not. So Officer, Attorney Nelson is stating that there should be 4. So I guess Officer, people should name on the record, please.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Officer Matthew Webb, assigned to commercial auto record.
Okay, so my first question is, was there mention first of 2 additional body cams?
So during this investigation, there were 2 other officers who assisted, like came as assisting officers. I watched their body cams. They did not have any pertinent information to this investigation. So I submitted the body worn cameras of both arresting officers and the dash camera and the backseat camera of the interrogation in the vehicle. All of these things were uploaded to evidence.com, which were submitted to the prosecutor, which the prosecutor submitted to the defense attorney. The body worn camera that she is mentioning of 60 minutes long, she is correct about that. However, the dash cam and the car cam where the admission was taken was uploaded as well. So the admission is in evidence.com and it was submitted.
Okay, so for the other two body cameras, you're saying were irrelevant, they still exist?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you please provide those?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have the backseat video at all. I have dash camera. And so the video supposedly of my client passing in cruiser has not been entered. It may have been uploaded to evidence.com. It was not sent by the secretary.
I will make sure.
It was not sent by what? I didn't hear that.
The prosecutor's office to me. I received 3 videos, 2 60-minute long body worn cameras, and 1 dash cam. No DDC video and no rear police cruiser video.
Your Honor, I will do my due diligence and I will upload both of those body worn cameras today. I will also confirm that the videos that I did upload, the interrogation which took place in the officer's vehicle are uploaded, as well as the body worn cameras that the arresting officers have were uploaded.
Okay.
And then I will also confirm if the interrogation that happened at the Detroit Detention Center. I believe that there was some discrepancy with evidence.com because the file might have been too large to submit. If that's the case, I will download it and try to place it on the CD or something along those lines.
My next question is, Attorney Nelson stated that it's practice for officers to film interviews at the, is that correct?
Interviews per policy don't have to be recorded. They do, like the assistant, like the prosecutor stated, that they do have to have a constitutional rights where it needs to be signed by both the officer and the person providing the statement, which were signed. But the DDC does have video. I just have to confirm or deny if the file was too large to submit or not.
Okay.
So if, I don't know if we're going to get the matter adjourned. If we can, then I will submit.
Attorney Martin, do you have anything to say on this today?
Well, the only thing I have to say is that I did receive the discovery link and I did watch the videos that were provided. And I did not see any video of a confession of this statement that was supposed to be made in the rear view. So if that exists, I would like to have it because as Sister Counsel said, the only indication that there was a confession is this statement that is very obviously written by the officer and not by the person making the statement in their own handwriting. So I just don't know. And I would just like to know. So if that video does exist, I would like to have it. I realize that many of the issues that have been brought up this morning are sort of beyond the scope of where we are right now, issues that will be argued at a later time. However, discovery is for now. Discovery is between arraignment and preliminary exam. So discovery should be complete at this point, and it is not. So that's my only issue.
This part of discovery.
Right.
Yeah. So Officer Webb, he has stated that he is going to send over the 2 videos that you mentioned, Attorney Nelson, and confirm whether or not the video from the DDC was uploaded or whether it was too large of a file, but he will send it. And any other video or discovery that he has or knows of that would be pertinent to this case. So
I do, however, Your Honor, just for the record, take issue with police officers deciding what is relevant and what's not. Well, it's just discovery, it's discoverable. It should just be sent whether you think it's important or not.
well, so that's another BPD policy issue that I have. I'm not gonna put it on Officer Webb. I'm sure he has supervisor, but I take issue with a lot of policy that been established in police department that kind of shields them from different incidents, and it's case by case. So I'm not gonna fight with Officer Will about it today. That I'm fighting with DPD. They know that I always have something to say when it comes to discovery or videos being dismissed, or, I'm sorry, erased after 90 days or 60 days or 30 days, depending on what it is, or all of the different reasons per policy that continue to. the way it works. So I will adjourn this case to allow Officer Webb to obtain and send over to both defense counsel the video, 2 videos at least, as well as any other digital or paper discoveries that okay.
Your Honor, the 2 videos we're discussing is the videos of those 2 additional officers.
Yeah.
And anything else that we may have.
Okay, Officer Webb stated that it was not pertinent, I guess, we'll have to let defense counsel see if that's true. I had Thursday open, but I don't know if that's enough time.
Oh, no, I just want to make sure, I just didn't want to have this incident happen again if we have any further. And I want to also give defense counsel an opportunity to review it, get back to us in an ample time, so if we could push it out just a few days after that, preferably. If possible.
You're on, you do Monday or Tuesday of next week?
She said that we were 28.
Yes.
Your Honor, could we set, is it possible to set the preliminary exam out a couple days after that, but maybe have I hate to do this, but an additional PCC just so we can check in between the 2?
I want the PCC 2 days. The discovery should be sent over.
Okay.
48 hours.
Have the PCC on Thursday, Your Honor. As far as exams, I'm in trial beginning the 29th, so if it wasn't on the 27th or 28th.
I'll try to get it in. Let's do that. So let's start with another PCC on 23rd.
At 8:30,
Yes.
and that would be on Zoom.
Yes. I'm going to make the 27th, 28th work. Does that work for you, Attorney Martin?
The 28th does work, but not like right at 9 o'clock. Just later.
So the 28th, we have, this is crazy, guys, 4 exams in the afternoon. 9, 2:10, 2:10:30, 1:11.
30. That works. 9:30, did you say, Anna?
With patients, 11:30.
What time?
11:30.
Oh, okay.
This is on what day now?
I'm sorry, the 28th.
And she needs the discovery by the 23rd.
I'll have it tonight.
Okay, thank you.
The understanding that they have jam-packed.
Okay. Well, nothing gonna be there.
Mohammed and Mr. Singleton. So coming back in person on the 28th at 11:30 for your preliminary exam, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then on Wednesday, we'll be on Zoom to discuss the discovery issue that you just heard of, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anything else for the record?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
No, you're not. Thank you, Jay.